When the music started playing, Kageyama can't help but to admire him. He can't stop smiling while watching him sing. He knows that he can't see him. My tangerine sure knows how to sing. He chuckled and cheered for him. Why is he singing a sad song though? His brows furrows and he looked down to think. This should be from me, this message fits me perfectly. He looked up to see him again. And he can see the emotion in his eyes. The sadness, pain, and fear. Why? Kageyama is lost in thought that he didn't notice that the song was about to finish. Coincidentally, their eyes met. He doesn't know what that smile means. But he knows that he's sad about it. Then a loud noise was fired. That caused a lot of people to scream and panic. What the hell is going on? Hinata. Kageyama. There's someone who fired a gun in the sky in the middle of the crowd. Kageyama suddenly felt his heart pounding. He can't move his feet. He's stuck there. Coach? Where are we going? I'm getting nervous. Yeah. Are we going to Hinata? How'd you know that? Just a feeling. I don't like this. I'm starting to get nervous too. What's gonna happen? I don't know too. Hinata just told me to bring you to Fuji-Q. Fuji-Q? Fuji-Q. For some reason. I don't feel like going. That's new. Is that something we should ignore? You don't have to mind everything they say. Yeah. Mostly they're saying nonsense. Yeah. Don't mind us, Yamaguchi. Okay. You guys are really acting weird. Yeah. It's scaring me. Will something happen to Hinata? Kinoshita. Let's stop that. We should stop overthinking things. It won't be good for all of us. Asahi finally said something right. Let's just wait until we get there. The man in hood started running away. And the people started a stampede. Shit. Kageyama was carried away by the people. He wanted to stop. He wanted to go to him. Hinata. Kageyama. But even Hinata was being carried away from a different direction than him. I'll find you, okay? I'll find you. When Hinata couldn't see Kageyama anymore, that's when he started running away. I'm sorry, Kageyama. I'm really sorry. Hinata reached a very far distance from the park. He's now deep in the woods, wondering where they should meet. He only stopped when he finally felt his presence. Show yourself. Kenma. Hinata looks behind, only to see Kenma walking towards him. He faced him and puts his hands in his pocket. In the end, we fell into his trap. This isn't a trap. This is just how it should be. Kenma looked down and stayed silent for a moment. The world knows me as the most dangerous assassin. But they never knew that there's someone even more dangerous than me. Isn't that right? Black? I've been looking for you. You knew from the start. He looked down and walked towards his direction. Hinata prepared himself. But he was surprised to the sudden attack that he barely dodged it. He jumped off to give themselves a space. He's really fast. I didn't even sense his bloodlust when he was walking. Hinata was still processing Kenma's speed, but at that very moment, Kenma just appeared again in front of him. He blocked his attack with a katana and tried to stop the impact of it, but he had a small cut in the neck. He clenched his teeth and kicked his stomach to back him off. Kenma stopped by landing a sword on the ground and glared at him. No one ever knew that. How could I forget, Kenma? You were black when that happened. You were the reason why there's a bullet in his head. He clenched his teeth and ran towards him. And Hinata did that too. When their swords clashed, Kenma crossed Hinata's katana down and stepped on it and slashed his sword, but Hinata was able to dodge, but his cheek were cut a little. After dodging, he grabbed his arm and threw him off backwards and kicked him. But when Kenma was in midair, he attempted to attack again, but Hinata was fast enough to grab his katana again, and block the attack. Kenma was thrown away. But Hinata didn't stop. He was about to thrust his katana down to him, but Kenma jumped off quickly and attacked again, but Hinata blocked it off by his handle and kicked his stomach. while Kenma hit his chin with his elbow. They both backed off, but just ran towards each other again. Kenma initiated a first attack while Hinata blocked, then tried to set a wound on him too. Hinata was about to hit him and Kenma did too, but Hinata blocked it. Because of the impact, they stepped back but attacked again. Hinata kicked him, but Kenma just easily dodged it, and when Hinata was attempting to land an attack again, Kenma hit his forehead with his palm to stop him and hit his stomach with the handle of the sword. He was thrown away. He still wasn't standing up again, but Kenma just attacked him, without giving him a pause. Kenma thrust his sword and Hinata blocked it with his wrist, and with that, he was able to stab him in the shoulder and kicked him. They're both on the ground. And they both standed weakly. Shoyo. I love him. I really do. I can't lose him again. I trusted you, Kenma. Ever since you came to us, I already had a feeling that you'd put us all in trouble. Especially him. I keep on saying to him that you're dangerous. That you will be his greatest downfall. But he didn't listen to me. He told me that he loves you. And that's something that I will never understand. Shoyo. I didn't have a choice. I have to. If I don't, then I never doubted your love for him, Black. I never understood before, but I do now. The reason why I didn't look for him was because I know that he's safe with you. And he's happy when he's with you. I never blamed you, Kenma. You didn't. In fact, I was relieved when he left. Why? He doesn't have to live in our world anymore. He's free. That's all we've been asking for. Freedom. I just wanted him to be happy. And if being with you will make him happy, then I'm willing to die for that happiness. So you also know that he's in danger right now. Of course. You wouldn't be here if he's not the reason. Then Kenma slowly stands up. And Hinata followed him with his eyes. When he realized what he's gonna do, he just chuckled. Then Kenma suddenly fired a double shot. If it's for him, I'll do anything. Even if it means killing you. Shoyo. Hinata smiles and quickly attacked him again. Kenma dodged it swiftly and returns the attack. Their pace is getting faster and faster. Kenma was able to land a wound on Hinata's side while Hinata manages a wound on Kenma's other shoulder. Then they clashed their swords again only to send it flying away. With this, they started attacking with their fist. Hinata punched Kenma's face really hard that Kenma was thrown away by a large distance. He ran to him to punch him again, but Kenma stands up and returns the blow. He lunged him in his stomach that caused Hinata to cough up blood and then kicked his chin with his knee. Hinata stepped back and his head faced the side and they exchanged blows. Then Hinata turns to kick Kenma. When he fell down, he kicked Hinata's legs to throw his balance off. Hinata fell on the ground and Kenma sits on him and punched his face continuously. He screamed as he punched him, but Hinata stopped it with a headbutt and turned around to kick him. They both weakly pulled themselves towards the direction of their swords. Hinata's blood started falling on his sword. He screams as he pushed himself up to wait for Kenma's attack again. When the cloud of dust started dispersing, Kenma appeared. Kenma jumped and lunged his sword while Hinata blocked it with his sword. The force of their impact was so strong that it caused for Kenma's sword to break. Hinata then turned around to attack him again, and this time, he was able to land a deep wound on Kenma's side. Kenma coughed up blood while being taken away. But he didn't give up. With his broken sword, he stabbed Hinata's chest. They both backed down from each other, but they didn't stop. Kenma took the broken point line of his sword. And Hinata took his sword. In the end, Kenma was able to stab Hinata's shoulder while the latter slashed his chest. Kageyama went back to the place where they got separated. He's catching his breath while looking around and calling his name, but no one was answering. No orange-haired small guy is standing out in the crowd. There are police who's now starting to arrive at the scene. Where the hell are you, Boke? Then someone suddenly hold onto his shoulder that caused him to jump out of shock. Kageyama. Coach? Kageyama. What's going on here? Where's Hinata? Why are you alone? We got separated. Someone fired a gun here. Luckily there was no one injured from that. Just from the stampede that happened. I came back to look for him, but he's not here. We should start looking. Wait. What are you guys doing here? We don't know too. Coach Yukai just dragged us here. Hinata just told me to bring you guys here. What? But this is supposed to be our date. Let's stop talking. We should find him. Let's divide ourselves and search for him. I have a bad feeling about this. The team divided themselves into two to look for Hinata in different directions. While on the other hand, Kenma weakly stands up while Hinata looks at him. Right. Stand up, Shoyo. This is not done yet. I know. Hinata punches the ground to support himself from standing up. They're both fatally injured right now, but they both know that there's only one who needs to survive this fight. They cannot lift their swords anymore. So instead, they both pointed out their guns to each other. Kenma. Let's finish this. Shoyo. I can't do this anymore. Neither do I. Hinata bended down first and ran towards him again, and Kenma did the same. When they both meet at a certain distance, Hinata shoots first and Kenma blocked it, and when Hinata attempted to shoot at the other side, Kenma blocked it too. After that, Kenma aimed both of his guns at front to hit him, but Hinata blocked it with his gun. It caused him to be thrown away, and let go of the other gun, but while he was in midair, he attempted to shot Kenma's legs, but he dodged and stepped back to avoid him. After backing off from each other, they both aimed their guns at each other again. Kenma hides his arm that's bleeding because of the shot from Hinata earlier. Seems like you're not that trained in guns, Black. Indeed. I grew in the gentleness of the swords, not the noise of the guns. Kenma backed off and fired a shot, but Hinata just holded his wrist and shoots, but Kenma shoots to then jumps to block that while being restrained. When Kenma landed on the ground, he shoots again and Hinata did too. This time, they both managed to land a wound on each other's cheeks. They ran at each other without wasting time. Kenma fired the first shot, then Hinata. Hinata stepped back and Kenma followed with a shot again. But Hinata tries to shoot him in the side while holding Kenma again, but he grabbed his arm and pushed him away. Then they pointed at each other and shoot. They both stopped for a moment to reload their guns without cutting their gazes at each other. Once they finished, they both blocked each other's attack by holding the other one's wrist. You. Why are you doing this? What do you mean? Isn't this too easy for Akashi? Do you really think so? Both of them are still trying to get away from each other's grip, but while they're doing that, a lot of men hiding somewhere suddenly appeared, and aimed their guns at them. Suddenly, they're both now each other's ally. Hinata faced the other side, and Kenma did too. Together they both shot those men who suddenly interrupted them. But while doing that, they're trying to kill each other too. Kageyama got lost from Sugawara, and right now, he doesn't know where he is. He's near from the houses, and he was about to ask the people there, but he suddenly heard a continuous gunshot. He looked to the direction where he heard it and stared there blankly for a minute to think clearly. No. That can't be him. He whispers to himself, but as the gunshots never really stopped, he can't help but to run there. While running inside the woods, he calls his team and told them to go to the woods. Please. It's not you. It can't be you. Hinata.
우리 하지 못한 말들마저 얘기해요. 산들 바람이 우릴 감싸줄 때 이렇게 마주 앉아 이별에 대해 말해보아요. 이번 겨울이 지나고 꽃이 피고 나면 우리 이대로 다 괜찮을 거라 해. 했었는데 아무리 노력을 해도 시들어가는 맘 견디기 힘들어 4월이 지나면 그땐 우리 아무 일도 없듯이 발길을 돌려요. 그래야 마지막 우리 인사가 아름다울 수 있게 그때까진 조금만 더 웃어요. 다시 시간을 되돌려 처음 만난다면 가로등 옆에 서 있지 말아요. 미소 짓지도 왼손으로 머리를 넘기지 마요. 그래야 내가 그대를 지나칠 테니까 4월이 지나면 그땐 우리 아무 일도 없듯이 발길을 돌려요. 그래야 마지막 우리 인사가 아름다울 수 있게 그때까진 조금만 더 웃어요. 네 맘을 다독여봐도 변하는 이유를 물어도 멀어져. 그러니 이런 나보다 더 나은 사람을 만나 미소 짓기를 바래요. 그대가 멀어진 만큼 시야가 흐려지네요. 사랑했었기 때문에 우리 마지막 인사를 해요. 이 시간이 가기 전에 행복해요. 그걸 빌어요. 기억해요. 사랑했던 걸. 우리 그댈 생각하면 여전히 따뜻해. 그립다 말라면 그대 올까. 세상은 멈추고 그대만 있네요. 해주고 싶은 말 그대 Oh someone like you 듣고 있나요. Oh someone like you 어디 있나요. 꿈속에서 그댈 만날 수 있다면 좋겠어. 나의 그대 Love you. 그댈 지워내면 나는 없을 테죠. 후회로 남을게 뻔하겠죠. 이별은 아프고 추억은 길겠죠. Oh, someone like you 찾을 수 없겠죠. Oh, someone like you 떠나지 말아요. 나는 안 돼요. 그대 아니면 안 되겠어. 나의 그대 love you.
どうかな、調子にムラのある人だからね。